Welcome to our first ever broadcast, Anatomy in Contemporary Society, where we take a look at anatomy and physiology concepts such as anatomical planes and directional movements and apply them to the real world. Our first segment today is an exclusive look into Simone Biles' rigorous gymnastics training as she prepares for the 2026 season. Our reporter, Martha Mitchell, captured never before seen footage of Simone's new beam and floor routines, and she's going to break them down for you right now.
We're about to see Simone Biles in action. First, we need to review anatomical position, which is a position that assumes a patient is standing upright with their face, palms, and toes all facing forward and their arms at their side. Then, there are three planes through which we can view a patient in anatomical position from different angles. The frontal plane divides a patient from front and back sides. The sagittal plane divides a person from their left and right sides, and the transverse plane divides a person from their upper and lower halves. Now, let's see Simone Biles in action. Let's see the three planes of motion in Simone Biles' beam routine. This rotation could be seen if we are looking from an upper view down at Simone, so that means this is a transverse plane movement. Now, let's watch Simone do some back handsprings.
Into the beam, and you can see her eyes in the back handspring and the lower.
As you could see, we were able to watch Simone do this move from a side view, meaning that this was movement in a sagittal plane. Now let's watch this clip. As you could see, that wide split jump could be seen from the front view of Simone as her legs went left and right, which means that that was a frontal plane movement. Finally, let's slow down Simone's floor routine so we can see all three of these planes in action together. First, that cartwheel was movement in the frontal plane. Next, that back handspring was movement in the sagittal plane. And finally, that last twist was movement in a transverse plane.
Now we are going to dive into the serve of tennis phenomenon Ben Shelton in order to understand the movements of pronation, supination, and rotation. To lead the analysis, we have Joseph Oxenrider, an expert in movement anatomy. Down to you, Joseph.
Thanks, Gil. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's analyzation of Ben Shelton's tennis serve. As you can see, the tennis ball begins in his right hand and the tennis racket in his left. As he throws the ball up, you can see his right hand go into supination due to the fact that his right palm is directly facing the sky, and he is able to throw this ball up due to that supination. His left arm, however, is in pronation due to the fact that his palm is directly facing the court. However, if you watch this left wrist, you'll see rotation right there in the palm and in the wrist, allowing him to go into supination, as you can see right here, so that when he maintains contact, or when he hits the ball in the air, he hits it in a pronation position to allow him to have the most power and strength in his serve. And you can see this in his follow-through. His pronation is highlighted by his palm facing the ground and his forearm facing the ground. This is a great example of pronation, supination, and rotation. Again, supination to throw the ball up with his right arm. Pronation to begin with his left arm, but rotation into a slight supination, and now into pronation follow through. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope that you all can apply this to your tennis game. Thanks.
Thank you, Joseph, for your tremendous reporting, and welcome back, sports fans, for our next segment, where we've just got a major word that a highly regarded rookie, Malik Neighbors, has suffered an unfortunate injury. For the latest, we go to MetLife Stadium, where esteemed journalist Luca Norris is live on the scene. Now down to you, Luca.
Live here at MetLife, you can sense the disappointment from the fans. You'd hear a pin drop while Malik was carted off the field. Despite how gruesome it looked, Neighbor was sure to give a thumbs up before leaving the stadium. Now time to break down this injury. To start, let's go over the basic directions and anatomical positions. We have ventral, which means towards the front, and dorsal, which means towards the back. Anterior and posterior are similar as they mean front and back. Next, we have superior and inferior, defined as above and below. There's also medial and lateral, which let us know if something is towards the midline, medial, or away from it, lateral. Next, we have proximal, meaning closer to the point of attachment, and distal, which is away from. Finally, we have superficial and deep. Superficial being towards the body surface, and deep being further in the body. Now let's look at that Malik Neighbors injury. First, you can see he's running down the sideline with his legs moving in the sagittal plane. As the ball comes his way, he rotates his torso along the transverse plane. If we take a look at his lower body, during this time it is apparent how this injury happened. First, it's important to understand that the knee is made up of 4 ligaments, which help stabilize it. In this case, we will focus on the ACL. The role of the ACL is to stop the knee from internally rotating and the shin from sliding under the knee. As we watch this video, it's apparent as he tries to slow himself down, the force that goes through his foot, which is distal to the knee, slightly rotates internally, causing it to tear.
We have breaking news. As a massive fight broke out over the campus of Loyola Marymount University down in Los Angeles, and not just anywhere on campus, in the library of all places. This fight was total chaos. Frat guy versus bookworm. In an astonishing turn of events, it was the final punches to the abdominal region that left the frat guy completely paralyzed, as it reminded him of his time as a pledge is the only thing I can think of. Luckily, this brawl heard worldwide was recorded, and we have spliced it into different clips for a breakdown of the finishing blows. We're going to play a little game to get familiar with the regions of the abdomen. I will play a clip and then give you guys, the audience, 5 seconds to guess which abdominal region that specific clip was hit in. Let's play the first clip. Alright guys, we made it to the replay center. Let's roll the clips. Alright, so as stated before, the audience will have 5 seconds to guess which region each clip was struck in. Remember, there are 9. Alright, first clip. It's a nasty hit. If you said right hypochondriac, you would be correct. Let's go to the next clip. What a nasty blow. Now, if you said left iliac, you would be correct. Let's go on. Third clip. If you said hypogastric, you would be correct. To the fourth clip. Now, if you said right iliac, you would be correct. I'm going to play the fifth clip. Again, 5 seconds. If you said left lumbar, you would be correct. Clip 6. If you said left hypochondriac, you would be correct. Next clip. If you said epigastric region, you would be correct. If you said right lumbar, you would be correct. I believe this is the last and final clip, so lock in for this. If you said the umbilical region, you would be correct. Now I want to thank you guys for playing along, and let's go to our next segment. Breaking news from the medical world. It's chaos inside the human body. Reports are coming in that several vital organ systems are beginning to fail, and doctors are racing against time to save the body as a whole.
Skill, and I'm reporting live from the Body Systems Emergency Room, where every major system in the body has been rushed in for emergency care. The cardiovascular system and respiratory systems are struggling to deliver oxygen. The muscular and skeletal systems are losing strength, and the nervous and endocrine systems are fighting to regain control again. Even the immunity, urinary, and integumentary systems are stepping in to stabilize the body. Our first emergency involves marathon runner Callum Hawkins, who collapsed near the finish line at the 2018 Commonwealth Games. His body was overheating in a dangerous breakdown in the body's ability to maintain homeostasis. His nervous system began to malfunction, causing dizziness and loss of coordination, and his muscular system cramped and weakened from overheating. As his core temperature rose above 104 degrees, the integumentary system could no longer cool him through sweating. As you see here in the video, he is struggling to stay up while he is forcing himself to run. Christian Eriksen's sudden collapse during the Euro 2021 match was also a case of a sudden cardiac arrest. His heart's electrical conduct system, especially the SA node and the AV node, malfunctioned and disrupting the synchronized contractions of the myocardium. As blood circulation ceased, the brain was deprived of oxygen, and as you can see here, he is struggling with himself, while the muscular system lost tone and coordination. In Damar's case, the respiratory system could no longer deliver oxygen to the tissues, and within seconds his nervous system began to collapse. Breath and movement depends on precise teamwork between all 11 organ systems. Together, they keep the human body alive and balanced, and even in moments of total chaos. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.